Hello gamers around the world, I'm Spurkus and welcome to Game Breaking News, the show where you can get everything important that happened this week in the world of gaming. And this is also your last chance for my giveaway for Outlast 2 that actually comes in a Trinity pack for the PS4. So check out the description and the comment section below. Anyways, this was a weird week. We had a bunch of stuff going on, yet the big thing really did not happen today. But, well, we actually have a lot of little news stories regarding pretty much everything. I wonder why that is. We are more than a month away from E3, so I doubt that developers and publishers already keep the news stored to present it on E3. Oh well, who knows? Maybe they do, but maybe they were just busy celebrating International Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. And the break today is with the Force. The Force is with the break. Anyway, we have some news regarding E3. And the best news, for me at least, this week was that this year will be once again a special PC press conference like the last 2 years before that. I am really excited about that conference because I really think that the PC market is far from dead, and to truly get innovation in games, we need developers and publishers who are sort of independent, and that is more likely to happen on PC than on consoles. Mark the date for the press conference on your calendars, which is the 12th of June. They surely will live stream it as well, so check the time because it will start at 10 o'clock Los Angeles time. Only a couple of hours later, the Sony press conference will start as well on the 12th of June, where we also hopefully get to see some new and awesome games and the future of PlayStation VR. And if Sony has an answer for the Xbox Scorpio, but more on that later. Traditionally, Microsoft was scheduled at the time where the PC conference is now, but this year their press conference will take place on the Sunday before, which is the 11th of June, with Bethesda also scheduling a press conference later that day. And Bethesda teased us already with some promotional poster that is showing Bethesda Land. It is safe to say that the titles shown here are probably also titles that we will get to see in their press conference, like Prey, Elder Scrolls Online, Quake Champions, Doom and Dishonored 2. What is interesting about that poster is that there are 2 areas still under construction, so I guess we can expect 2 new announcements during the Bethesda press conference. One is probably The Evil Within 2, which I already told you about a couple of weeks earlier, since there were some leaked job postings. But the other one, well, that's for all of us to guess. It could be a new Wolfenstein, something Elder Scrolls or Fallout related, or better yet, something completely new. And personally, I'm rooting for something completely new. Also, Pete Hines was already going on and on about the VR mode for Fallout. So I expect that we also get a glimpse on how they expect that to work. I am really hoping that VR is going to be a thing for Fallout and that it works flawlessly and awesomely. But maybe skeptics are right and VR is just another gimmick that will go away in the next 2 to 3 years because it doesn't work. Now, why the dark thoughts? Well, because Oculus VR will not attend E3 this year, so they won't be there at all. Now, I'm not sure if this is a bad sign because Oculus is not doing so great, and if that's also the same for VR in general, or if it's just the fact that Oculus just released its newest hardware, the Oculus Touch, in the end of last year, and they just don't have anything new to show. But in that case, I would still go to E3, even though it's sure expensive, but still to be present at the show off your technology. Or is it just because Lucky Palmer, co-founder of Oculus, just recently left the company and that's why they are a bit busy otherwise? Or if it's all together. You see, a lot of shit is going down at Oculus, and actually it's quite visible since Facebook is trying to reorganize Oculus to somehow try to save their $2 billion investment in Oculus. For that purpose, Jason Rubin, former co-founder of Naughty Dog, who is now vice president of content at Oculus, confirmed that they have closed down the Oculus Story Studio. These studios were primarily designed to enrich storytelling and movie making for VR, but now they said that they would rather support external projects instead of creating projects and movies and whatnot by themselves. Personally, I am a fan of restructuring if things are not going that well, because they might work out. But all the news regarding Oculus in the last couple of months don't really give me much hope. And I am not worried about Oculus or Facebook losing money because fuck Facebook and fuck Zuckerberg. I am worried about the future in gaming and how we could enrich our gameplay experience. But on the other hand, there is also Sony, and those motherfuckers don't seem to have no issues whatsoever. There were no actual news this week regarding Sony except for the E3 press conference, but there were a couple of rumors. For one, there is a good chance that the new God of War will come out already in 2017. So this year. The next one is that Captain Obvious here, PAchfter, also known as Mr. Pretentious Analyst, predicted that the PS4 and the Pro will get a price cut because, for one, sales are likely to go down due to the Switch that was released and it is quite successful, and two, the Microsoft Scorpio will come out this holiday season, so to maintain its position on the top and to keep selling consoles like hotcake, they would have to do that. Wow, analysts. What could we do without them? Well, a price cut is definitely coming if the other big rumor of this week regarding PlayStation will come true, and that is that the PS5 will come out already in 2018. Now, if that is true, we will not find this out in this year's E3. Not gonna happen. But if it is, it's gonna be next year. Damn, I told you about the possibility that in the future we might get new console versions every year, just like it is with the iPhones and other smartphones today. But goddamn, it seems that the future is already now. Honestly guys, console gaming just got a lot more pricey if that is true, and man, that PlayStation Now subscription is actually looking kinda tempting right now. You know who else got it way too good? Activision, especially in regards with Overwatch. So it looks like if rumors are correct, the next DLC for Overwatch will put you into space. You and 30 million other players. That's right, the current player count is right now over 30 million registered players. And with that huge player base, Activision announced in its financial figures that they have made over 1.7 billion in turnover. Now, Overwatch is responsible for over 1 billion, they say. Holy balls. And Activision claims that the announcements for Destiny 2 and Call of Duty WW2 were well received by fans as well. And damn it, I think they are goddamn right. Activision is bathing in money and they are likely to continue to do so. You know who else is bathing? Steam, but not in money. Well, that's a lie. They got probably even more money, I guess. But still, they are bathing in refund requests. Yeah, official numbers from the support team say that there are almost 50,000 refund requests per day, surpassing any other support requests combined. Well, I could say that it is Valve's own fault because they could have made the refund process a self-service, but since Valve claims that all these 50,000 requests are being dealt with within 1.5 hours to 1.5 days, I guess they're doing just fine and they will continue doing it like that. Whatever. But I cannot continue like that, so let's take a break. Let's take a short break by looking at things you can say in a Star Wars movie, but not in your bedroom.
There's an awful lot of moisture in here.
Get in there, you big Oreo! I don't care what you smell!
You came in that thing? You're braver than I thought.
It's possible he came in through the south entrance.
Back door, huh? Good idea.
This way smells bad, kid. Probably it'll keep you warm.
At that speed, will you be able to pull out in time?
And we got more good financial news for companies. This time it's AMD. It looks like, thanks to the newly released Ryzen processors, they were able to increase the turnover by 18%. While this increase was still not enough to actually make a profit, they got pretty close, and AMD expects that turnover to keep rising in the next quarters. So I said it already and I would like to say it again, although I do not have a AMD product installed in my computer, I am happy that AMD is still alive and kicking butts, especially Intel's, to keep the market alive and the competition as well. And the powerful yet cheap Ryzen CPUs are proof of that. Speaking of surviving, The Long Dark, which has been already in early access for quite some time now, will get a full release on August the 2nd this year on PC, Xbox One and PlayStation 4. I had my eye on this game since it was announced, yet since I loathe early access, I haven't played it yet. So I'm definitely looking forward to playing it, and it is nice to see, an actual early access game to get a full release and not stay in early access forever. Alright, let's have a look at Nintendo and the Switch. It looks like Nintendo has a bit of a problem to satisfy the demands and is now delivering Switches with airplanes. Yeah, you heard correctly. To get the consoles in stores as fast as possible, they are flown in, which is quite costly for Nintendo, but I think in the long run it is actually amazing that the Switch is selling so hard in Europe and North America that they actually have to do that. In other news, Epic Games Japan confirmed that over 20 Unreal 4 games are in the making in Japan alone for the Nintendo Switch. Man, that is a lot more titles made with that engine that we know of so far. There were games like Snake Pass, Bloodstained and Dragon Quest XI in development. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of the Unreal engines simply because there are so many games made with them and these games often look really alike, if not even the same. But it is a solid and capable engine that is able to support actually beautiful games. And games is what the Switch needs. One game that the Switch needs is Pokemon. Okay, there were rumors for quite some time now, and this week they were fueled once again. Yet, who knows if what's true. Alright, so apparently next to the new Pokemon Sun and Moon for the DS, there will be a special Switch edition coming out, namely Pokemon Stars. Honestly, Nintendo, if this rumor is not based on anything true, well, you're damn stupid. But if this rumor is correct and a Pokemon is coming for the Switch, expect to charter some more planes to ship out more Switches, because that demand will go up. I guess we will find out at E3 this year, maybe, hopefully. Also, we will get announcements for new games for the Nintendo DS during E3. That is what Reggie Fils-Aimé, or what's his name, I don't care. He confirmed that in an interview with IGN. So yes, the 3DS is far from dead, even though the Switch is here. Now, Reggie was busy giving other interviews as well, this time to the Time magazine, saying that he apologizes to the frustrated customers that wanted to get an NES Mini console that they stopped producing. Since the console was thought to be a holiday Christmas sales pitch, they did not expect such a huge demand. But after 1.3 million sold minis, they have stopped production. So Reggie, now you know how much people want it, and you can expect that demand to go up a lot more if you release your SNES Mini that you haven't confirmed yet, but let's be honest, it's coming. Alright, it's time to end the episode with something stupid. This time it's about Call of Duty. First, apparently Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered might be available as a standalone in July, since it was offered by a distributor online, but now it was taken down and nobody knows for sure, but that wouldn't be much of a surprise here, wouldn't it? Since Infinity Warfare didn't sell that well, and if that piece of garbage game was not tied to the remaster, a lot more people would like to buy the remaster. And it's not like Activision would skip on that opportunity to make some money. Seriously. But the actual stupid story of this week was a little tweet that destroyed the internet. Well, almost. To the question if there will be women in Call of Duty World War II, the answer was basically yes. And the internet went crazy on how inaccurate the whole thing was and blah blah blah. It is interesting to see how average Joe becomes a World War II crack within seconds, while he hasn't even read a Wikipedia article about that. I mean, sure, Wikipedia is not that reliable, but it's still much better than some stupid-ass triggered idiots ranting on the internet. God damn it, who cares if there are women in the multiplayer game, as long as they are not running around in bikinis or are otherwise easily spotted during the multiplayer matches. And nobody has any idea how that will look like. But fuck that, let's bitch about that bitches in the bitch game. Bitch, seriously, times have changed. And I don't think that Sledgehammer Games, the developers, would like to fight some social justice warrior bullcrap. It's just because times have changed and women actually like to play Call of Duty. And guess what? If you pick a character, you generally like to pick one that you can relate to. I most certainly can remember the outcry when they announced CJ as the protagonist in GTA San Andreas. Ah man, shit went crazy there. Damn it people, calm the fuck down and play some video games instead. or maybe less, depending on your situation. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure to present you the game-breaking news of this week. Please press the like button down below and put your thoughts on this week in gaming in the comment section down below as well. And next week we are 1 month away from E3, so I guess shit's gonna start going down there. So I'll see you back here next week with an all new game-breaking news. See you then.